Hello everybody, it's Drew Detzner from Langlois Vital Nutrition Center here with you. Thank you for watching this video. In this video what I want to do is talk to you about a supplement that's called Cataplex GTF by Standard Process. You might be wondering what a Cataplex is or what GTF means. Let's get into it. So Cataplex GTF is a supplement, like I said, that is made by Standard Process. And it is a whole food blend. So what do I mean by that? A lot of supplements out there are just isolated nutrients. There might be a single isolated nutrient or a group of isolated nutrients. But what we have found clinically is that the best way to support the functioning of the human body is to use whole food blends. So what Cataplex GTF has in it are the foods that we know function to support the pancreas. The foods that naturally help the body use chromium. If you saw my critical mineral video on chromium, you know it's all about stable blood sugars. So it's not necessarily going to bring yours up or bring it down, but it's going to help that swing be less of a big swing, kind of keep that blood sugar in a more ideal range. Next big part of what's in Cataplex GTF is pancreas. And what we see here is that there's a very specific type of pancreas support inside of Cataplex GTF that's really good at what we call putting out a fire. Now we lovingly mean that, but what we see is that people go through a time of stress and their pancreas freaks out. Now, stress comes in all sorts of different forms, so don't get hung up on the form of stress. But the pancreas starts to behave very erratically. It starts to run around and not behave correctly. What we want to do is we want to stop that as quickly as possible. And the pancreas support that's in Cataplex GTF is really good at quickly addressing that. Just like we would call the fire department to put out a fire. They're really good at quickly putting out a fire. Now I mentioned at the start, I want to tell you what GTF means, and it's an important thing to remember. GTF stands for glucose, or sugar, tolerance, your ability to handle, factor. So a measurement of your body's ability to handle sugar. And the reason I bring this up is because a lot of people come in here, a lot of our clients, and they talk about there's too many carbs in everything. Everything has carbs. All my favorite foods have carbs. All the food that's available to me at work or when I go out to eat, it's all carbs. There's too much carbs. All right, we like to coach people through that, teach them how to handle that. But I also want you to keep in mind that if you're dealing with a circumstance where you're going to take in a lot of carbohydrates or glucose, sugar, we want to make sure your body is equipped with the nutrients to tolerate that glucose, that carbohydrate exposure. It would be foolish to imagine that we're never going to be exposed to a lot of carbs again, or that every meal we ever make for the rest of our life will always be at home where we can control every aspect of it. That's a silly thing. It's not going to happen. If you have figured out how to do it, by the way, drop a comment, because I would sincerely love to know how you did that. In the meanwhile, when it comes to Cataplex GTF, I want you to think about a whole food blend that gives you chromium, that supports the pancreas, even if you got to put a fire out, and supports the way that your body tolerates sugars and carbohydrates. Thanks for watching this video. There's more content coming your way soon.